Okay, Allie, I'm gonna try. I really feel like this is that what I was trying to do before ought to work. So I'm looking at this one. This has got a 270 degrees. So let me get a pen here. That normally takes xy to y negative x. So let's just put this kind of as a note to ourselves. So the first thing is we're looking for something that's the same distance between A and B and the same distance between M and M. And, you know, before we were kind of eyeballing it, like I'm going to say it's probably that one. But what we want to look at generally is you can look at the lines. Everything that's an equal distance between M and N is a line. It's the line that kind of goes between them. So if you find all the points, like that point is roughly between them, and if they always kind of reach their hand out the same distance there, it's a line like this. So that's going to be a line. And between A and B, there's going to be a similar line. And wherever those intersect, that's going to be the center. So you can try to eyeball it. Or if you really want to know, it goes back to that same thing that I was doing before that you thought looked kind of like a beating. So essentially between, so let's look at, say, M and N. So M is 4, 3, and N is 8, negative 5. So we're looking at things so that this distance and this distance are the same. So all the x and y's that satisfy that make up this line that we're trying to identify here. So it's really the square root of x minus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared that equals the square root of x minus 8 squared plus y plus 5 squared. But we can drop the square root because it's on both sides. So then x minus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals x minus 8 squared plus y plus 5 squared. When we square them out, you remember that the x squareds and the y squareds always cancel out. So we always end up with a line. So this is x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus y squared minus 6y plus 9 equals x squared minus 16x plus 64 plus y squared plus 10y plus y squared. So with the x squareds and the y squareds gone, we have minus 8x plus 25 minus 6y equals, and over here we have minus 16x plus 64 plus, oh sorry, this should have been 25. 64 plus 25, 89, plus 10y. So I can say subtract 10y over there. I can subtract 25 over here and add 8x. So negative 8x plus subtracting 25 from 89 is 64. So if we divide through by negative 16, we get y equals 1/2 x minus 4. So minus 4 up 1/2. You would solve the other line similarly. Since the point that I thought was probably the point is on the line, I'm going to assume now that this is the center. Okay? So now I'm going to refresh the slide here. And so I think 2, -3 is the center. Okay, so 2, -3. I'm going to mark that with a C to say that's the center. So we're looking at the point 3, -1, and remember y negative x is our standard rotation here. Like, if we were doing it from the center. So these are the two things to keep in mind. So I'm going to translate the point over. So 3, -1, 1, 2, 3, -1, from the center is 1, 2. So now I've just moved both of these. Basically, I have this one and this one instead of these two. And then I'm going to rotate it. So 1, 2, when translated 270 degrees, would become 2, -1. It would be here. Okay, probably should have used some other color. Let me. Okay, so this is our new center. That's the new rotation. Now I'm going to take this one, 2, -1, from this center, 1, 2, -1, and that's 4, -4. So if this one doesn't work, then I'm not really sure what the deal is. But on the previous page, if you had done the same process between A and B to find that y equals, then you would have just set those two equals. So I may do that in a second after I go and make sure that we're doing something that makes sense anyway. Okay, so we thought 4, -4. Oh, I've forgotten what the center was. The center was 2, -3. Okay, so that does work. So whatever we were doing when you were there earlier, we were just kind of probably trying to be too quick and mismultiplying things. So let me go back now. Okay, so we found the first one, and let's see, the first one was, this one was 1/2 x minus 4. So we do the same thing with A and B that we did with M and N. So we'd have x minus B is -2, 3. So x plus 2, because the -2 squared, plus y minus 3 squared equals, and A is -4, -7, x plus 4 squared plus y plus 7 squared. So minus 6x plus 9 equals x squared plus 8x plus 16 plus y squared plus 14y plus 49. Drop all the squared pieces. Sorry, this should have been a y. Okay, so we have 4x plus 13 minus 6y equals 8x plus 14y plus 16 plus 49, so plus 65. Okay, so we can subtract 14y over there, so minus 20y, and then we can subtract 4x, and we can subtract 13. And then we can divide everything by 20, minus 20, and we get y equals minus 1/5 x minus 52 over 20, which is 13/5. So minus 1/5 x minus 13/5 equals 1/2 x minus 4. So we can multiply through by 10. And we'll get minus 2x minus 26 equals 5x minus 40. So 7x equals minus 26 plus 40, 14. X equals 2. And then we could just plug that into here, or the other one, either one. So y equals 1/2 times 2 minus 4 is minus 3, because that's now 1 minus 4 is minus 3. So then we have 2 minus 3, and that's the point we kind of eyeballed before, but this is what you'd have to do to really kind of know for sure. Okay, so hope that helps. I know, we're not really assessing this, but you kind of wanted to know, and I obviously couldn't leave it alone, so there it is. So you can work through these problems to get to the ones you really want to work.